The girl had been locked in a machine for 15 years by her parents. For these 15 years, she had never seen the outside world. Because she had been suffering from a disease called defeat syndrome since childhood, she had to live in a purification chamber. But on this day, an earthquake suddenly occurred. It caused a complete power outage in the entire city. The purification chamber automatically switched to the backup battery. At this moment, the father was very worried about his daughter. He rushed downstairs to go home, but when he reached the bottom floor, he saw a man running frantically. A flock of startled birds flew over his head, and alarms rang out across the city. He immediately felt a dangerous atmosphere. He quickly ran to a more crowded area, but what he saw stunned him. A large amount of unknown smoke was rising from the sewer. People who inhaled the smoke fell to the ground. Before the man could react, the smoke in the distance surged toward him like a tsunami. Seeing this, he turned and ran. He sprinted home as fast as he could. At that time, his wife was still unaware of what was happening. Seeing the people on the street being consumed by the smoke, the man returned home and immediately pulled his wife to get her to leave. Because their daughter couldn't be exposed to air, they had to leave her behind. Luckily, the purification chamber protected her, and the smoke couldn't get inside. The couple quickly ran to a higher floor. At this point, the smoke was rising along the hallway. The couple rushed to the rooftop, knocked on their neighbor's door, and once inside, the wife immediately used the intercom to check on their daughter. She learned that their daughter was safe in the purification chamber. Only then did they relax. They went to the balcony and looked down. They couldn't see the ground anymore. Fortunately, the toxic smoke stopped rising, but the man was still uneasy. He grabbed a pair of binoculars and went to the roof to check. What he saw shocked him. The entire city had already been consumed by smoke. There was no rescue, no military. Everything was invisible except the toxic smoke. The man went back to the hallway and observed again. He touched the smoke with his hand. It didn't cause any harm to his skin. As long as he didn't inhale it, there was no problem. But since the entire city had lost power, the backup battery in their daughter's purification chamber could only last for a few hours. They were on the 7th floor, and they needed to hold their breath and run to the 2nd floor to change the battery before returning. It would take at least 5 minutes. That was impossible to do.